I went there and I was nervous. I knew nothing about my culture, right? And I went to the store there because I wanted to buy my grandmother something nice because it's the first time I was meeting her. And I looked around the town, and it wasn't that I kind of looked like anybody. In that town, I kind of looked like everybody, right? Which is amazing to find so many fuckable people in one place, right? Oh my God, you can't bang them, they're cousins, but the fact that they're there. I went there and I talked to two women that work in the register as I was buying the gift, and I realized there was like tons of people around. I said, why is this place pretty deserted? They said, well, it's a national holiday. I'm like, that's right, it's Columbus Day. She gets the joke. Let me explain to the rest of you. Here's what's up. This is the day I learned two really fun facts. One, the only state in the Union where it is not Columbus Day is South Dakota. Standing American or Indigenous Day. Now some cities have that, but this is the only state. The second fun fact, do you want to know where it's really? Really? I fucking mean really, not Columbus Day? On an Indian reservation. Connected to the Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota. This was the second time where I knew I deserved to die. I was like, listen, you tell me what I did wrong, I promise I'll never do it again. They told me my error, I apologized in Spanish because I didn't know I had a language yet, and then I left. I do know it now. I've been native for like 7 years. It's really fun. I love it. So I got a ponytail. It's cool. Look. I'm talking about this. This is fun. This isn't fun. Here's what's up. So I came here. By the way, give a round of applause to Albuquerque. Fucking all the rest of them, boy. Maverick, they're gonna get the one, Isaiah, fuck them, they know that. Now, not naming all of them, I love all of you, but I'm not gonna care that much. We'll start giving out hugs now. I'm wearing a vest, we're good. Look, I have a ponytail, which means I'm either gonna really care about your feelings, or I'm really not. This isn't in a bun, so here we are. So, I came here, and every time I come down here, I was here for like 2 months because my dad was really sick, right? And every time I come down here, they're like, hey, how's your dad doing? I'm like, well, he's doing better now. And they're like, oh. That's not the right response. Here's why this is a bad response. Because when I was coming in, I was dealing with all this stuff, I would come to comedy shows and just vent. Right? And I would just talk about all this stuff. I'm going to talk about it tonight because, you know, fuck it, might as well make it awkward. That turned off. My dad's saying no. Whoops. Back? Good. Now, that's not ominous. This is going to go well. Now, here's the thing about my dad. He's not my biological father, right? And he also looks nothing like me. He's a small Irish man. Well, he's not small, he's average height, but compared to me, he's a small Irish man. And I came down here like 3 years ago because he got sick. The only thing that's been holding this guy together since 1987 is like Camel cigarettes and resentment. That's the only thing holding this guy together, right? He got Parkinson's in like the 90s, and then he came down here to get all like into like in touch with spiritual stuff. So now he's like super native because. Here's the thing: if you want to learn about native culture, go to a reservation and find the whitest guy. Because that guy's gonna know every fucking thing about native culture, right? He's gonna know the ceremonies, all the numbers, the amount of sages you use. He's down, right? And he got really sick, and I got called down. And since I'm not his biological, he's not mine. We took care of each other. When I was a kid, he took care of me. So in this case, I would come and take care of him. And I did that, right? I came down, I fed him, I took him to all the hospital appointments. It was really sad, really beautiful. And then on Thanksgiving, we carried him to this fire, and I had to use an eagle feather to, put smoke on him because that's what he wanted. Because his strong Irish Native American heritage. Look, he never never pushed that shit on me. I don't want to tell you that, but I do know I gave him a lot of credibility that week. He's like, I got a native friend. It's like, yeah, you're in this, come on. Unlike Big Chief Jack Nicholson, it's a fun time. So, we're doing this, and what ends up happening is he dies in my arms. Right. And then he comes back to life. What a wishy-washy fuck. You know what I'm saying? Pick a side, asshole. And here's where I fucked up, right? I didn't bludgeon his head in with a rock. Oh, what, we never seen zombie movies, right? Remember, like, that's when that happens. The guy pops up, it's cool for 3 seconds, then he bites you. He didn't have teeth. I wasn't in that much trouble, but still, it's scary, right? Getting done by your dad, that'd be fucked up. No. Because I fumbled at the 10-yard line, now Brad Pitt's making movies. It's not good. We had to take him to the VA, and I don't know if you've ever been to the VA, but fuck me. Now here's the thing about my dad. We're both, the big thing we bonded over is we're both military vets, right? I was in the Air Force as a security forces member. Basically, I was like a stormtrooper. I was a registered on Star Trek. That's all I was, right? He was an Army Ranger during the Tet Offensive in Vietnam. Which, if you don't know how important that is, read a book. It's going to be really fucked up. I'll give you an example of the 2 wars we had, right? I flew into my war on Delta Airlines. He got slingshotted into his war like an angry bird. Like, he has post-traumatic stress disorder, according to the VA. And I know what I have is hypersensitivity. Now that is almost exactly like PTSD, except they don't have to pay me for it in any way. It's really fun. Cool. Here's the thing I found out. You learn a lot about somebody when they're dying. Right? And I found a lot about my dad, right? It was interesting, because like, he was threatening to kill me a lot. In his defense, he was having a really bad day. I get it, right? He's like, I was like, hey, we need to get his wife, and he's like, I will murder you for days. I'm like, okay, so you love your wife? Okay, we can keep her out, buddy, no problem. Now here's the thing. Through the whole situation, once he got done with it, I got kind of concerned, because he kept calling me a cocksucker. Now, he never said that stuff, right? Like, he was a soldier, but he was like a beatnik soldier. The worst I ever heard, he called someone a sissy once. Like, he didn't have any, but he kept calling me a cocksucker, like a lot. It's my dad. And it mattered a lot more, like Maverick was talking about, right? So I had to go up to my stepmom and I'm like, hey, does Shannon think I'm gay? She's like, why do you think that? I'm like, because he keeps calling me a cocksucker. Yeah. And she goes, fucking Deadwood. Which is a TV show on HBO that apparently used that, so now he picked up the vernacular. It was a fun time. The roughest part of the scenario for me was he was trying to leave because he had enough of this whole trying to keep him alive thing. And here's the thing, the dude scares me, right? He's not big, but he was scary. He's still scary, right? To me. And what happened, he's walking out and I'm stopping him because, you know, I'm trying to be a good son. And he goes, hey, you might be able to stop me. I'm like, no, my dad thinks I can beat him up. No, keep cool, keep cool. He died 2 hours ago. I think I could put a knee up. We're fine. Now, I was always raised with like really psychotic people, really angry people. And like I was raised with sociopaths, right, for the most part. Like my older brother's a sociopath, which sounds terrible, but it's kind of nice because you know exactly where you stand with a sociopath. Like to my older brother, I'm his 5th favorite person in the world. That's pretty good numbers, right? There's like 7 million people. I'm number 5. Fuck yeah, it's like the Olympics. Look. You don't have a bronze? Whatever, it's cool if you get one. What I'm saying is, now he didn't give out hugs, he didn't talk, so the way you would get him is when he gets mad, if you can open up emotionally, there's nothing better to me, because I grew up around so much abuse, than if you get someone really pissed and you make them feel loved, right? What happened was my dad goes, yo, you might be able to beat me, but are you willing to kill me to keep me here? And I said, no, but I'm willing to die to make sure you're safe. Right. He did the same thing, but a lot more mad. It was great, he just went like, ow! Now here's the thing. After like a month and a half, I'm in the hospital every day, the doctor just goes, yeah, he's gonna live. Which is good. Here's the thing. We said everything we needed to say to each other before this went down. So now it's just awkward. Like, have you ever said goodbye to somebody and then you start walking, you realize you gotta walk another block the same way? You don't want to make eye contact or anything, you know what I mean? That's life now. When I come here, like, we're watching Hunter and it's like, oh. Got so many jokes for the funeral. It's weird.